Hey guys, welcome back to the Passive Money Podcast. My name is Alex and this is Kirby. Today's topic we have is we've been talking a lot about, hardships in real estate, and Kirby has a lot of stories on different, big bills he's had to pay for major damages or expenses and, tenants getting stabbed and all that. So, with all the hardships in real estate, why is it worth it? So, Kirby, that would be my question to you for our viewers.
Why is it worth it? It's a couple reasons. Understanding the first thing is when you're buying rental properties, everybody just think of how much money you're going to make, but it's a couple other advantages. It's the tax relief that you get from rental properties. It's the depreciation of the asset, uh, which goes to the tax relief. It's the depreciation for as tax benefits. Then it's the appreciation of the asset, which the value of the property grows over time, and then it is the cash flow. Yeah, I mean, some instances you have where the tenants you're paying out of out of pocket uh, for some major, especially if you're getting low cash flow. If this is your first rental property, far as AC unit, which will run you about $5,000 to $7,000. So you're going to blow roughly your cash flow the whole first year, and which is fine because you're going to depreciate that over time, which will give you tax relief in the future. But why is it worth it? It's worth it because again, the appreciation of the asset. If you buy an asset, let's say just for $100,000 and you hold it for the next 10, 15 years, you got your tenant paying down on the debt burden that you have if you're financing it, it's paying down on the debt burden. The asset is appreciating and you're getting cash flow in the meantime, in between time. But yeah, you're gonna have those instances where things happen. And when things happen, it's going to suck. I'm not going to lie and sit there and say that, oh, it's all great. It's going to suck. But the suck part, is only lasts for a small amount of time, different instances, but that's what happens. But it does suck. But once you get over that, then you can go on to bigger and better things.
So, for those that might not understand, can you elaborate on like what it means to depreciate the asset? Because I think to some people they might hear that word depreciate and they may think of like how a car depreciates in value. But can you explain like what that exactly means in real estate?
So what happens is when you buy a, a property, no matter if it's a house, duplex, fourplex, sixplex, commercial property, whatever. What the government does in their mathematic formula is they depreciate it by 27 and a half times. So whatever the property that you bought it for, let's say 100,000, if you divide it by 27.5, that is how much tax relief, because they're going to say the value of the property is less than what you bought it for, divided by 27. So let's say I went to public school, so let me pull up a calculator on that. So that's going to give you a $3,636 write off every year. That they're going to say that no matter how much money you made off the property, they're going to relieve your tax burden by $3,636. That's on top of the tax write offs you get off for property tax. That's on top of the interest that you pay on the mortgage. That's on top of the maintenance. That's on top of the lawn care or of any other utilities that you have to pay as a property owner. So that $3,636 on $100,000 property, that's just the extra tax write off that you get from the profits that you make on the property off the top, no matter what. So that's one of the benefits that you get from having a rental property, and that's one of the depreciating assets that you get from owning a property in this real estate world.
Now, would it be correct to say that, for someone that's starting out investing in real estate, um, the money or the cash flow may not be enjoyed at first, but eventually, as you get your fifth, sixth, seventh, 10th, whatever property, that cash flow becomes more usable, I guess I could say. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, I say if somebody's starting out and they buy their first rental property and they think that it's going to be floods and floods of cash, that is not really what you're going to get. What you're going to get, especially when you get to your first property, your first property is really, you're learning the game right there. Until you start getting to your fourth, fifth, and sixth property, that's when you start realizing the cash flow and realizing what the rental market can do all in all, but you won't see the cash flow coming in where you got discretionary funds to go spend it on other things until you get about the fourth, fifth, somewhere around there, third or fourth property. That's when you see it. I remember my first property, the rents I was getting was $350 a month, and then you add in HOA fees, you add in property tax and things like that. I probably was cash flowing maybe $300 a month out of all of that. After that's cash flow that I could do, and that's factoring in maintenance. And then if maintenance went over my allotted allotment, then that was more money coming in. But what I did was all the money that I had coming in, even cash flow, I just sit there and stored it to the side, just waiting for maintenance and then storing it to grab the next rental property. It wasn't sitting there to say, oh, I'm gonna go spend money, because I knew the one or two rental properties was not going to be the end all be all if I wanted to be serious in the game.
Right. Well, I just want to touch on that. So if you guys have any comments, leave them down below. Guys, got any questions? Hit up Kirby in the comments, and don't forget
Oh
to
God.
like. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.